Go Bridgeside.
What's up? What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Chris the Analyst Ventura, a.k.a. The Closer, a.k.a. your sister's favorite DJ. What's up? I got my crew with me. This is Bridgeside Sports Live.
Where do these
coming
names
to you
come
from
from?
Brooklyn. Brooklyn, right there, baby.
You make them up
yeah, I
yourself?
just made up. Actually, shout out to my boy, fantasy executive Corey Ponson. He calls me The Closer because I used to be a closer when I was in JV. It's a variant. Anyway, that's the story. Brooklyn, straight from Brooklyn. We got Winnie.
What's up?
Winnie boy, there he is.
How we doing?
We got Big D on the panel today. What's up, baby?
What's going on?
How you doing?
Was that your Heisman impersonation?
I was set.
Without falling off of the chair, it's the best I could do.
You look jacked. Let me just tell
I am
you that.
jacked. Let's go.
And then we got Big Baby Boo right there over there. Say what's up. What's going on, guys? So we're going to Bridgeside Sports, and we're going to kick it right off with a little sports intent. Actually, can we go over the question tonight, real quick, question of the week?
Sure, you want to kick it to me? The question of the week. Go back to you, Chris.
All right, so the question of the week is, what is some of the greatest or the greatest sports divisional round game in NFL history?
Minnesota Miracle.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it was this weekend. We
That's
don't know.
why it's such a perfect goddamn question.
Such a good question. It works well for today, but leave your comments and we'll get back to you at the end of the show and we'll discuss it. But Sports in 10, let's kick that off right off the jump. Let me get that clock. Yeah, let me get that clock. All right, no doubt. All right, here we go. So, NFC, we're going to start with the NFC divisional round. That's the first thing we're going to do. And I'm going to kick this one to you, Big D.
Yep.
It was a wild finish in Minnesota,
Yep.
obviously, right?
I'll finish.
With Diggs. Well,
What about Diggs?
let's start with the AFC. My
Go with the
apologies.
question, please.
Unbelievable.
I'm getting torqued up for a question here. I don't
AFC
hear it.
divisional round. Jags defeat the Steelers in a thriller, in a shootout we would have never expected, 45-42. Who's mostly to blame for this Steelers loss? Is it the D? Is it the coaching?
Well, it was the D, obviously. They gave up 42 to the Jags.
45.
45, sorry. That big field goal at the end. So, yeah, it was absolutely the Steelers D. They were terrible. The Jags were able to do... And look, there were a couple of big turnovers, which led to scoring, obviously. Right. But it was still... The defense still was much worse than they had been for the rest of the year.
Right. They were better, a lot better during the year.
I mean, and then give...
Fournette ran all over.
Yeah, give credit also to the Jags running game.
Yeah.
And that's where I'd go with that. I mean, it was the combination of the two. Big Ben actually wound up having a great game. I would have loved to. This would have been a key game to blame him for, but he wound up having a huge
incredible game. Almost 500 yards passing,
so
5
I can't go
touchdowns.
after him. Their receiving crew was great. Bell had a great game. So, yeah, I just got to go on Jags O, and then the Steelers
So there's
terrible
no one
D.
so it's the D to blame, you would say.
I don't know. I guess the defensive coordinator
The
and
defense
Tomlin.
as a whole,
Yeah.
played horribly.
Yeah.
I mean, without Shazier, I know, hopefully he's doing better and stuff. They're
Right.
saying he's getting feeling back. He's walking a little more, but it's a different defense when you lose a
Yeah,
guy
they
like
sliced
him.
right through him on the ground.
Like Swiss
I mean,
cheese.
I also got to put a little bit of the blame on Mike Tomlin because, some of those calls, well, Todd Haley especially, the offensive coordinator, because some of those calls were questionable. I mean, go for it on a 4th and 1 and doing a pass play when, you got Le'Veon Bell. I know they stuffed him twice in a row.
What
but-
about the onside kick?
Yeah, the onside kick, another one.
There's no reason to onside kick that.
The
ball
only
there.
reason why.
There's no reason because you have two. You have the two timeouts. You have the 2-minute warning. You get the 3 and out. You get the ball back with 1:50 and Big Ben.
I argued with Boo yesterday. I actually thought it was a pretty good call at the moment. No, but it was horribly executed.
But either way, if you don't get that ball, they're in field goal range.
But they weren't initially. There was a penalty tacked on because they didn't get the ball 10 yards. It was a terrible onside kick. Usually an onside kick goes like 15, 20 yards, and then that's not.
But the problem is
it bounces.
it's so hard to be accurate with it. It's the chances of it working is so unlikely.
It's about 18 to 20%.
Yeah, it's like
so he
20%,
probably shouldn't have
right,
did it, but I guess he saw that his D was really bad, but it is what it is.
Terrible call.
Do you
Terrible
think Big Ben ever wins a Super Bowl again?
No.
When?
I don't think so. He's
That's it.
he's getting up there in age, in his late 30s.
Yeah.
I think his window is past. I mean, their offense was great. They won 13 games, but you know, they're going to have to pay Bell. They're not going to be able to spend money in that defense the way they need to. I don't think so. Especially, and you still have Brady lingering. They can't beat them, so that's.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Brady's not retiring before Roethlisberger. You know,
Correct.
you know what I mean?
No, not likely.
It's not going to happen. Then the other AFC matchup, which we all knew is exactly how it went
Garbage.
down. 35-14, the Patriots stomp them out. It is what it was.
It was silly.
It was silly, but Malarkey, the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, they were talking about possibly extending his contract after that first wild card victory. Then they gave him the axe.
Yeah.
So what's up with that? I mean, why does he deserve to get fired there?
I think there's something going on behind the scenes. There has to be. When you win a wild card game, you got Mariota. They were good the year before. I know they didn't make the playoffs. They went 9-7 2 years ago, but they're a team headed in the right direction.
Right.
You won a game. Whatever. Now you lose to the Patriots, who everybody seems to lose to the Patriots, and somehow you get axed after talking about an extension a couple days
Right, it makes
before.
no sense.
There's something going on. He didn't get along with ownership, the GM. There's something that we don't know.
I'd go the most likely candidate is that he was going to talk extension, and their terms were probably terrible. Like, they were probably looking to give him, like, we'll give you another year type deal to see how this goes. And he thought, well, we made the playoffs this year. I probably want a couple of years at a decent figure. And I thought that maybe they just didn't.
Too far apart?
Yeah, it was too far apart.
Yeah, no,
It's
understandable.
possible.
Understandable.
I think there's something else, though.
There's definitely something deeper there. But NFC, back to the NFC, where I wanted to stop. Minnesota game, which was the biggest game and had the best finish, I've seen in the longest time, maybe in my life, for an NFL playoff game.
Yep.
And, I mean, would you say that this is one of the best divisional games ever?
Yeah, it'd have to be. It'd have to be up there. I mean, the whole game was great. Actually, both games I would put up there.
Both games on Sunday, exactly.
Yeah. Both the Sunday slate were amazing, very entertaining.
Are you really going to remember that Jacksonville Steelers game like a couple of years down the road?
Probably
I
not,
don't
but
think
it's so high scoring, maybe you will.
That's not a classic.
Because the Steelers were involved. But what about for you when this guy, Marcus Williams, the rookie? Now, I know he's been playing pretty good all year. He's a rookie and everything. He'll cut him some slack. But what was he thinking on that final play to actually blow that and give him a touchdown?
I've heard a lot of different theories, and I heard Deion Sanders talking about it. I heard Tomlinson. And the only thing that seemed to make sense to me, and from what I've heard, is that he didn't want to get a pass interference call, right? Which you don't want to commit a penalty. And he kind of got caught in the middle of knocking the ball down and tackling him. So instead of he got there
nowhere
too
near
soon.
knocking the ball down.
No, I know, but I think he got there too soon. That's the only thing that makes sense. And he tried to avoid him and hit him as the ball got caught. It was the worst play I probably have ever seen by a DB.
Here's what else.
He did everything wrong.
Everything wrong. Going
It's
based on
horrendous.
your theory, if you look at the angle at which he went after him,
Right.
he actually came at an angle where he tried to get him further into the field, like going downwards, like backwards for
Right.
Diggs' position, instead of tackling him outside, which would have been
'Cause he
better than
wanted to
giving
keep
him the
him in
touchdown.
bounds.
I understand that,
but
the knock out of bounds still would have been much better than what
right.
he did.
And he didn't even wrap.
It was
He just
horribly
went
executed.
with his
He tried to
shoulders.
spear him.
because-
Yeah.
right.
He tried to get under
Tried
him.
to trip him.
It's like
Yeah.
he almost tried to pull up.
Right.
To not. It was a horrendous play.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the guy because you got it. No, he feels like crap. I feel bad for Breeze a little bit in a sense that he played unbelievably.
Yeah, he came back in that
I
game.
thought that game was over. 17-0 and a half. It could have been 20-0. I thought that game was over. I didn't think there was a chance. The Vikings defense was playing dominant. And all of a sudden, you give them credit. They came back to do what they had to do. They took the lead. 4th and 10, a perfect pass to Snead by Breeze.
Yep.
And then the Minnesota Miracle. I sat in my couch like this. I was like, just speechless. Like, oh my God, that just happened.
Keenum looked composed on the drive also, though. You got to give him a lot of
He
credit
did,
on
but-
that also.
but
Yeah,
you
was that
just-
really a drive? I mean,
I don't care who it is. I don't care. You're an NFL player, right? In this position, that type of play, the offensive player should never get behind the defensive player. Defensive player should always be behind the offensive player.
course. He
Let
wasn't
him
be-
catch it.
he
He
wasn't
wasn't
behind
catch
him.
it.
No,
Then wrap him up.
Tackle him in
That's it.
bounds. The game's over.
Yeah, and they'll blow a whistle or something. Just
Just tackle
let guys
him.
get to him.
I'll even take the
He even
tackle out
knocked
of
his own
bounds
guy
at
out of
that
the
point,
play.
Yeah.
It was just awful.
I know this sounds crazy, but how many times do you see plays like this happen at end of games where teams not this bad in this big a circumstance, but where teams change a defense, they play some sort of prevent, and they end up giving up a horrendous play that you don't normally see happen. Like something like that, if they're playing a standard cover 2 or cover 3, cover 4, whatever you want to call it, that doesn't happen. But because guys are in different spot, they're not normally in, they're not used to playing, stupid things like this happen.
Yep.
Speechless, unbelievable game. Did you see the reactions from Minnesota fans?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And you see
yeah.
Stephon Diggs on the
They were.
on the sideline with his chain and shit like that.
Nobody left. They were partying to wait for that horrid, that 2-point conversion chant. When they went out and kneeled.
I'm pretty sure
nobody left.
I'm pretty sure in one of the videos I saw a Saints fan soul leave his body. He was just standing there, and you see him just go completely white.
That's
and
brutal.
Pale. And I said to myself, that's the best win and worst loss probably I think I've seen in my life.
And Paul Breeze I think today was his birthday. I'm pretty sure today was his birthday.
He'll wipe his tears.
That's
with his millions.
that's rough. Anyway, Eagles game, Falcons game. I don't know.
Waste of time.
I feel like the Eagles got lucky there. The Falcons just didn't play that game. The Falcons were the better team, I think.
Without Wentz,
what could the Falcons have done differently to make that go their way? Because they should have won that game.
Into the end
Touchdowns.
zone.
Yeah, that's what they don't do it in big spots.
Freeman didn't look right.
Move the ball. They never get into the end zone. Last year was it was like an omen. Yeah.
Julio Jones was 1 of 18 this year on throws in the red zone.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
There's something wrong
He's
there.
a freak in nature. He's got a catch radius the size of this room.
Right.
I mean, let's be serious.
And Sarkisian, I feel like Sarkisian, the offensive coordinator of the Falcons, just didn't call the right plays at the right moments. I think he kind of botched that up a little bit,
100%. You talk about a bad play call. Why roll out there? You're cutting your field in half.
Exactly.
I get what the first option was. The first option was Julio want to come back to the pylon. All right? I get that. Julio fell down. Right? You can't count on that happening. But you had Sanu coming across the back of the end zone.
Right.
He was double teamed. They actually bracketed Sanu if you look at the replay. They left Julio one-on-one.
And that's where you got to go.
Yeah, because
He's rolling out.
Because they probably said to themselves, this guy doesn't get the ball thrown to him in the red zone. As
right.
crazy as that sounds.
I also don't agree with bringing that game down to that play call. I get that you don't like the play call. But no,
Terrible.
it was a terrible play call, but they had ample opportunity against the Philly who didn't score either.
Yeah.
They should have been a 24-point
Right.
team. Like, that's their offense.
The Eagles
at least.
shouldn't. I mean, they shouldn't be this far, and that takes me to where they're going.
Now prefacing it correctly.
NFC Championship.
Yeah.
Now they meet the Vikings, who just won that crazy victory. They're one step away from being the first ever team to play at home in the Super Bowl, which is pretty crazy. What do you think? Who has a better shot to upset? The Eagles upset the Vikings, Eagles upsetting the Vikings, or the Jaguars upsetting the Patriots? Who has the better shot?
The Eagles.
Is that even a question?
Yeah, the
You think
Eagles
so?
have the better.
They're the
Yes,
home
because
team.
yeah,
Is that really an upset?
Not only
Yeah,
are they
but they're the
home team,
underdog. They're the underdog.
Not only are they the home team though, but none of these teams have been there. Like outside of the Patriots, like it's
Right. The Patriots have experience, of course.
The Vikings almost blew the game yesterday at the end of the game.
Do you think Blake Bortles is going to beat Tom Brady?
I know, but do you think Nick Foles is going to beat this Minnesota Vikings defense? I mean, Drew
You
Brees,
think there's more of a
Drew
chance
Brees
of that happening?
Scored 0 in the first half. Then he came back later. I don't think Foles has a prayer.
You think there's more of a chance of the Eagles beating the Vikings than there is the...
No, I think there's more of a chance of the Jaguars beating the Patriots than the Eagles beating the Vikings.
Are you out of your
I
mind?
think there is
I
a
do.
chance. It's not a better
That's my
chance than
opinion.
that. And by the way,
Chris,
I think the
Come on,
Jaguars.
you can't be
I really
serious.
think the Jaguars are going to keep this game close. I think the
The
Pats will
Jaguars
pull
just
it
gave
out.
up 42 points to the Steelers.
But they beat the Steelers.
I understand that, but you're talking about their defense. If Roethlisberger picked them apart for almost 500 yards, what do you think
But
Brady's going to do?
you forget the reason why that all happened is because the game started off 21 or 28-7.
Okay,
which
even-
means their defense played great. They caused 2 turnovers. One was a touchdown.
I understand that.
You know,
But you're
that puts them on their heels.
You're telling me Brady and Belichick aren't looking at that game plan, watching that game and saying, oh, Roethlisberger did this, he did this, he did this, he did this. You really think that Bortles is going to be stymied by a Belichick defense? He's not going to have a clue.
I've had to listen to my brother
I don't know.
Eric Crow about Blake Bortles.
Oh, Bortles is horrible,
playing
yeah.
just well enough to win, and he thinks he's great.
They should be like a college team. They should just do, run
Read
options.
options.
No, but
run
what I'm
options
saying
all
is
day. Run
just
options.
enough to win, just enough to win. That's not going to be enough against the Patriots, and I think that
Exactly.
line should be
Well-
15.
what is it, 12? What did it open at? Get that, Boo?
Yeah, let's get that, Boo.
Yeah, I know. The line's crazy. But
The lines, I can tell you what they are.
What?
Go ahead. What do you
Which
got?
game?
The
Which
Pats.
Patriots.
Pats.
What are they famous
Pats
by?
is it's been jumping around between 9 and 8.
That's a huge line, yeah.
That's
For
a-
a championship weekend.
I actually
That's
thought
insane.
it would be more.
No, it's championship weekend. You can't do that.
Yeah,
What do you
that's
mean?
pretty
Why?
big. There's nobody contesting this team, and we said it from the beginning. We looked at a clip, and we all said, "Who's going to contest the Pats in the AFC?"
I said week 3. Everybody's like, the Patriots defense, this and that.
They got better, of course. Yeah, that's why Pat Sherman's going to be a head coach now.
Since
Giants, probably.
Since week 6,
Yeah.
they're the best defense in football.
They got beat on by the Dolphins. Beat on
points
pretty
per
badly.
game- points per game.
That's what matters.
I know.
though.
That's
Points
what
per
matters.
game. That's what
But,
matters.
Now the quarterbacks. Since we're talking about these quarterbacks that are shaky, having a chance for the Super Bowl, of these 3, Foles, Keenum, Bortles, who has the best shot to take down Brady and Belichick? Which one of these 3?
I will say, I don't think any of them do, but I'll say Keenum only for the simple fact that he has a great defense, and if he does play Brady, it's going to be a home game. To me, that's the most exciting
we
matchup.
wanna see.
That's the most exciting matchup. You'll see a Super Bowl with the team at home playing against the greatest dynasty of all time.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's it.
I don't know how many Viking fans are going to be there. Sure, there'll be a nice amount, but it's not like it's
not like that. That's what I'm
Super
saying.
Bowl tickets, that's not the way they work.
That leads me to my next question. My next question is
They'd be more
how
inclined
much
to get tickets if they don't have to
But
travel.
that leads me
That's a
right to
big
my
part
next
of it.
question, Don.
Yeah.
How much is that home field advantage really going to be worth for
It's
them?
gonna have a
Like,
nice
how's it
advantage.
gonna be worth anything?
The whole thing is gonna be Vikinged out. The whole town.
I know,
It's
but
more
they
that
sell
than the
certain
game.
tickets to certain people.
I
You
get
know what
that,
I mean?
but let's say you sell, there's 80,000 people.
There'll be
and
resale.
20,000.
resale.
Yeah.
20,000 of the tickets are given out to the NFL, so that leaves 60,000 tickets to buy or resell, whatever. That's going to be the hottest ticket in Minnesota. Anybody that has any money is going to want to see the Vikings play the Patriots at their home field. It's going to be insane.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, if that happens, it'll be 75% Viking fans.
Hey,
and it's going to make a difference in the dome.
Like your boy called, but before the season, I said the Vikings over Pats in the Super Bowl.
That is a great
Might
call.
be possible.
That
It's
is a great
possible,
call if
boys.
it happens.
It's possible.
You said Vikings over Raiders, no?
No, I said no. I said the Pats are the favorite. I said the Pats are the
Thank you.
favorite, but just to go against everybody else, because everybody else with the Pats, I said the only other team I would think is the Raiders.
All right.
That's
Hey,
what I said.
Still pretty good.
I still said Pats.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Anyway.
But you had them with Sam Bradford, not Case Keenum.
It doesn't matter. I like the Vikings.
It
team.
obviously does
I said they need a game manager, is what I was saying. Who could tell? No one thinks Keenum's coming in and leading them.
Well,
to
Keenum
any-
doesn't make mistakes.
Last
so that's
thing,
good, yeah.
we mentioned this about Bortles. You talk about him being game. He actually played very well in the fourth quarter of that game.
He did, yeah.
You know,
We got a minute here, so we're going to talk about esports, but we're going to move on.
Patriots, Vikings.
Wait, what's
Patriots,
up?
Vikings Super Bowl.
All right, guys.
So what's up?
We're going to go into overtime here because
OT.
you guys were a little long-winded with the football.
I love the
and
football.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
But we want to talk about our next topic. So we're going to have a 3-minute clock
Okay.
so that we can talk about our last topic here. Chris, go ahead.
All right, here we go. So the Overwatch League, it's an esports. I don't know about you guys, or you guys out there know about esports and all the leagues that are coming out lately and how popular it is. The Wilpons are involved. Robert Kraft, they have teams. So this Overwatch League just started. I've been watching it a little bit. It's pretty cool. A lot of money involved. Do you think now this esports? What do you think about this esports?
Can you explain to the viewers what esports? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's just people watching people play video games.
Right. So
it's absolutely absurd.
You go to it's a league. It's
Teams
a league
of first-person shooters?
So it's esports could be any game. It could be FIFA. FIFA's coming out soon, actually. Overwatch is a first-person shooter. There's League of Legends, which is more of a strategy-based game. There's all different types of game in esports.
Right.
Basically, esports means is gaming, but it's like, sports,
Electronic
a sports league of
sports.
gaming.
Sure.
Pros
Yeah.
play it. So, and people watch. People go to these arenas and watch the games. They have announcers. They go crazy. It's
mind-boggling.
Just like that. It's funny. You should check it out on Twitch.
No,
Can
I
we,
won't.
can we give credit to the first ever? I think what started this all. Remember the Madden tournaments that they used to
Madden
Yeah.
Challenge.
It was
Yeah,
the
that's
Madden
when it all
Challenge. They
started.
used to show that on ESPN and all
But
that
now
stuff.
multiplayer online shit
I-
became really huge.
I was in the Madden Challenge. It was on MTV.
Let's
So-
not talk
not
about
that
that
story
again.
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 How you
Jesus.
how you almost beat somebody
Anyway.
who didn't do
Yeah.
anything anyway.
In like the
Second
Why
second
are
round
people
or
so
something?
fascinated by this? I get it a little bit because I'm a gamer, but like for you guys who don't really game as much, like Donnie,
Yeah.
why would these people be so fascinated? I don't understand.
No, I don't know why they're fascinated, and I can't stand them, and I haven't even met them. So that's what we're going to go with.
It's mind-boggling to me that people actually go to pay money to sit in an arena and watch a screen.
I know. They
can
actually
watch the
sit there. They pay
screen.
money for
No,
a
I
ticket
know
to go
it's-
sit
I
But I
know
there.
can watch
getting
a
huge, yeah.
screen
They watch
from
a
my
bunch of
house.
kids on computers.
It's entertainment. This is now what's entertainment. That's all. That's the only thing
Yeah.
to chalk
Well,
up
you
to.
know what it is,
Entertainment
too?
has evolved
You know
to
what it
this.
is, too? A lot of these people play these
devolved.
games,
I
so
don't know.
they relate a lot more than like sports because a lot of these people don't play the sports
Right.
that they're watching. So you know what I mean?
I get that.
That makes
Somebody
a
who
little
does it better
sense.
than them, yeah.
But-
if you have somebody like, look, the difference between them and you is if you play Call of Duty and you're watching, so if, like, there's somebody that plays Call of Duty much better than you.
Yeah.
You don't give a shit. That's the difference. These
Okay.
people pay to go see these people who are
Yeah,
much better than
and,
them.
and they
Like,
work
that's
them
the
to the
only
bone.
difference.
These 17,
Yeah.
18-year-old kids practicing
Work?
18.
How much
They
money do
practice
they
18
make?
hours a day. Oh, they make $50K a year each one. I mean,
Work
they
to
look
the
like more.
bone.
50,000
That's not work.
They're
Hold on.
starting to implement a players' association to make more money.
50,000.
They're unionizing?
They're making $50,000 a season. A season's not very long. It's not a whole year.
Okay,
So,
or even
that's how it
so
works.
50,000
Good
for
point, yeah.
6 months.
20 seconds left on
and
the
you,
clock.
to play
Last
video
question.
games. Hold
Will
on.
it be more popular than conventional sports?
No.
Will this be
No.
bigger in
50
5 years?
No, it's not. $50,000 for 6 months.
Maybe like lacrosse.
Is it going to be a bigger, most popular thing?
Have
No,
you ever
absolutely
seen the
not.
movie Wall-E? That's where we're headed.
Everybody's in the chairs.
That's it.
So
Nobody,
then, yes,
they don't
it will be
move.
more
It's headed
popular.
that way.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard. Esports.
I love esports. All right, here we go. 5
electronic
minute talk.
sports.
Put it on the board. We
He
got.
did say
Are
God,
you
yeah.
kidding me?
All right, this week we're gonna go with the NBA just to break this up a little bit.
Boo.
We had NFL. We have NFL next. We're
No
gonna go a
doubt.
little NBA. Here's my deal. At least it'll bring about a good debate. Neither the Golden State Warriors or the Cleveland Cavs are going to make the NBA championship this year, and this is because I've been watching, and the NBA is so wide open this year.
There's
that
a lot of
neither
parity?
team will make the
There's a
championship.
lot of parity?
There's a lot of parity.
Oh, yeah. Ton of
Neither
parity.
team. Wait, this is really what you feel? Or
That's what I feel. Yeah.
you feel?
So, all right.
Sure I do.
I'm gonna throw this back to you, Don.
I got to close the boo at some point.
I will, but I got to ask you a
Furious.
question.
Yeah.
If you don't think it's going to be Cavs Warriors,
Yeah.
who's it going to be?
All right, it's going to be the Celtics
Okay.
or the Washington Wizards in the East,
John Wall.
and it's going to be the
Teach me how
Rockets
to
in the
bet.
West, and maybe I'll even throw out the Minnesota Wolves, who I feel like are going to be the next
do like the
Warriors
Wolves.
type dynasty. They're climbing that ladder right now as the season's going.
So you're saying
Yeah.
they're a year away?
But I think enough to
But they
maybe
might do
something
some damage.
stupid will happen and they'll match
about
up
the
with them in the
Celtics?
playoffs.
He
I said the
Celtics.
Celtics. I said the Celtics or the Wizards. I don't believe in the Raptors because they always choke in the playoffs.
No.
Yeah.
Even
But
though
they,
they've
by
been
the way,
lighting it up.
no, they've been a great team this year, and something crazy could happen, but they've never gotten to that level to show me that they're going to get there.
What do you think?
I mean, when you say there's more parity, I don't really understand what you're talking about because the same
The East
team,
is much more competitive this year.
there's like jockeying for different positions, but it's still top heavy. You still have the
Right.
same two teams at the top. Same thing in the West. You have the
I mean,
Rockets
well,
and the
not really,
Warriors.
no,
It's the
actually.
same thing. What do you mean?
No, the
What's
East
different?
is much more competitive this year. I mean, there's teams
What does that
who-
mean? It's more competitive.
Like if I were to say last year that 3 teams in the East could beat the Cavs on a given night, I'd say there's about 8 teams on a given night that could beat the
But a
Cavs.
given
There's not
night,
8 teams that can
but a
beat
given
the
night
Cavs.
really doesn't matter because once playoff time comes around, like the Cavs are just going
LeBron
to
flips
dominate
the switch, and it's
in a
actually,
7-game series.
Right, well, we'd have to also count on something happening there. The team's not gelling nearly as good this year. If you go outside
Isaiah
of LeBron,
Thomas was hurt.
Dwayne, no, he was, but he doesn't look great when he's
All right,
back
but
now.
how many
though.
games
He's
has
going
he
to take
been
more
back?
shots
He'll
and
be
miss more
fine,
shots.
man.
I don't
He's
think so.
I think he's very
Dwayne
good.
Wade, not a great pickup. Crowder
'Cause
doesn't
he's
give
old
them
as
great
dirt.
minutes. I'm just saying these are the Derrick Rose awful
I
pickup.
agree- I agree
And I don't
with
care
that.
injuries.
They've
They
been- okay.
they did not construct the roster in a good fashion this year.
I agree
I
with
agree
that.
with
Yeah.
that.
Bad pickups, but you still have LeBron James,
And
the
you
East
and you
is
have
not
and
that
you have
good.
Love, who's giving you what you need from him, what he's done in the years past.
If the
So I'd say
Celtics,
those 2 guys, but you need one
Hey,
more.
but
at least.
how? Okay, I could even see the Cavs faltering maybe a little bit, maybe
All right.
not making it. But
Yeah.
what about Golden State? I mean, how could Golden State? Someone's got to get hurt, like in the playoffs.
Which by the way, you could easily
Someone
see though with
big.
how the year's gone.
Well, yeah, guys
Yeah.
getting hurt now. But
Yeah.
when the playoffs come around, if they got their big 4 guys,
Right.
I don't see how anybody could be even San
One of
Antonio.
I could see the Rockets easily outscoring
One
them on
of-
4 nights.
the
I don't know.
Rockets.
One of those big 4.
They don't play D though. The Rockets.
One of those
right?
big
Like, they
four
play
that
no
still-
They
D.
don't at all.
And
That's
So how are they
that's
going to
the
win?
fall.
Yeah.
One of those big 4 can still get hurt. Can get hurt, and they would still probably win the
Well,
West.
which they've done. It's been back and forth
Right.
between KD and Steph, with
Right,
who's been hurt and how they've been playing.
Of course.
Their record's still great, but this is the playoffs, and everything, the slate cleans, and if they lose 4, they're gone in a
Listen,
7-game series.
I said at the beginning I like the Rockets a lot, But I don't think they have it.
If
they don't have it.
OKC makes the
They're
playoffs,
soft.
they have those guys that could actually do something.
Why? Who? Melo? Is he
No.
really like?
Okay,
No,
see?
but you have Westbrook and Paul George, two of the best players in the league.
They're good.
I get
They're really
that,
good.
but
Donnie,
Adams-
you're forgetting how basketball works. Yeah, they
The
have some
Warriors have
players,
four
but
of the
they-
best.
yeah, it's just completely going against a stacked team. There's no chance. And in terms of the Minnesota Timberwolves, I don't know what you're talking about there. They're a nice team, but are they going to beat the Warriors? They have no shot.
Yeah,
No,
I think they're
I
too.
don't think that at all. I think that they
they're
absolutely
not
could.
really experienced enough yet. I don't think
they might
either.
be a year away.
You know,
I'll give you that.
Right, and building this, but they're playing better as the season goes this year together, and they have Butler's working well with the team, and
Yeah. No,
You have
the team's
Towns
good.
and
And Butler,
Wiggins,
Butler has
it's
really become a better
constructed well.
player. Actually, me and
Yeah.
you talked about this the other day. Butler has really, he's been a consistently
Next level,
good
yeah.
player, and he's a great defender. But actually, I think if anybody from the West has a shot to take down
Guess I
Golden
gotta
State,
hear it. Somebody-
it's San Antonio.
San Antonio. No,
it's San Antonio.
Shout out to San Antonio,
shout
by
out
the
to
way.
San Antonio Spurs. Dirty Greg Pop. Shout out. Yo, but you know what I'm saying?
Alamo.
But seriously,
What?
if Leonard could stay healthy, which has been a big issue, not only for the Spurs but for my fantasy teams as well. It's
Okay, I don't know why that's
he's
thrown
a
in.
complete problem. But you got him, you got Aldridge playing a lot better than he did last
Yeah,
year.
because he's somewhat happy. I think
You know,
in San Antonio.
guys like Manu Ginobili, they're 50 years
Ginobili,
old. They're still
he's-
hitting shots. They're
he's
still
80.
By the way, I'm
efficient.
glad you're adding to my argument, though. Thank you.
No,
The Spurs are another team I didn't even think
but
about
you
that
guys
could
didn't
beat
take
them
the
this year.
Spurs.
Spurs
They're the
ain't
one
good.
team that can figure out a scheme
Never
to
have.
take them down. They're the only one I think could do it.
Leonard takes Durant out, and then you still got
That's what I'm
Curry,
saying.
Green, and Thompson.
Yeah, well,
No
that's-
shot.
It, is
It was
what
good.
it
Are you
is.
kidding me?
Well, no.
Spurs debate. That's all I wanted to do.
That's a real are you kidding me? Because that's very much impossible. The chances are very small. Probably 0.0001%. Anyway, moving on to the question of the week. Like we mentioned earlier, what is the best NFL divisional round playoffs game ever in history? There's a ton of divisional round playoff games. So, you know what? Can I start with Boo Boo real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me start with Boo Boo. What do you think?
I'm going to actually say yesterday's game.
Wow.
Woo!
That's the best
I
one
know.
I remember in years past.
There's a little recency with that, but all right.
I still think it's the best one. I mean, you talk about scoring, going in the end zone as time expires. I mean, I wasn't expecting to pick that one, but I don't think I can take one that is more exciting than that game.
That doesn't stick in your mind, all right?
No, that's the one.
I
think
completely
Trump's
get
one.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to argue.
It's
hard to
new,
argue.
but he's 100% right because I think every one of us, to
Yeah.
a man, watching that game yesterday,
With the
we were-
franchise involved, too, everything adds to it.
we were
yeah.
like, I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Right? I mean, at any, I can't think of another division game except, I can think of two actually. Vernon Davis, 49ers against the Saints.
Okay.
That was a great game. And the Tuck rule.
The Tuck rule game is mine. That's definitely mine because it sticks in my mind. It was snowing heavily out that day. It was a great game. I love the Raiders back then. You had Charles Woodson. He was the one who made the play.
Right.
He's put
Against former
obviously
teammate.
Hall of Famer and everything. Yeah. Brady was, I think it was his first time in the playoffs, right?
That was Brady's first run.
First
yeah.
run. So it was craziness, and that was a great game overall. Some of the kicks that
The Snow, ATL, and Vinatieri.
Vinatieri made some
we
great
didn't,
kicks
at
in
that
that
point,
game.
we didn't know who Vinatieri was.
Right.
Like he was a kicker of the
legend now.
Patriots,
Yeah.
5-6 years, whatever. But
They're all
you didn't know what he was going to become
Right.
in terms of his clutch kicks. I mean, he had a ridiculous kick against the Bills this year. He's 80 years old, a 50-yarder
I
in the
know.
snow to tie the game with like no time left. Like little things like that, they just stick out
Yeah,
in
he's
your
a
mind.
Hall of Famer, no
Who
doubt.
knew that was the
Oh,
beginning of
he
a
might be
run
the
that
only
would
one.
last a lifetime?
He might be the only. I don't think there is a kicker. in
Morton
the Hall of Fame.
Anderson. Yeah,
Did he get in?
I believe so.
Because he played till he was like 48.
All right, so here's two that I'm going to mention. Both include the
Okay.
Packers. The one we discussed earlier today, which was the Packers-Seahawks, where the
Oh,
Seahawks
yeah.
came back. The
was a
Packers
crazy
fudged
game.
up the onside kick,
Yeah.
and it led to the Seahawks being able to make the
No.
championship.
That was the division round?
I believe so.
I
Yeah.
think that was the conference championship, wasn't it?
I thought that was a division.
I believe it was the division, but we could look
Championship
it
game.
Was it?
up. Was it?
Yeah, because they went to the Super Bowl and they beat the
No.
no, they lost to the Patriots the same year. I'm pretty sure. That
I'll
was
go
it.
back to that
Double
one. I
check.
thought the Packers.
But go ahead,
Went
continue.
down. But
But
was a divisional round was the Packers Cowboys with Des Bryant and that catch that they
That's
didn't give
up
him.
there. Yeah.
And then all right, so then I'll give honorable mention if I'm going to knock that one out of the box.
Okay.
To the Ravens Broncos. The one that went to double overtime.
Oh,
with,
yes, with Manning.
Ravens
Oh,
won, right?
yeah,
With not
yeah,
Manning.
It
With
was another
Flacco.
big field goal to win that game.
With Flacco, right.
No, it wasn't a field. It was a touchdown.
Boo.
The bomb he threw to what's his name down the sideline, Jacoby Jones.
Right, no, there was a big 70-yard pass,
Double
but there was
overtime.
also a big-time field goal in that game as well. Yeah.
I would say that, and just for honorable mention, Giants beating the Cowboys in 07, the 6 seed beating a 1. It was big for all of us. And the Giants beating the Packers, and they were 15-1 4 years ago. Those are both division
that
games
Packers.
with
The
Hail
Giants
Mary.
Packers game.
No,
Wait, that was the champion. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the division when they throw the Hail Mary to Knicks.
Okay.
The Packers were 15-1. That was and then they went on to beat the 49ers.
Okay.
The Giants. And the first time
okay.
in 07, McCordis picks off Romo in the end zone to end the game.
I remember
Nice.
that. Boo.
Those are both Giants.
No, I was just also thinking, I might have missed it if you guys said it, but wasn't it Hasselbeck versus in Green Bay when he said he's going to...
I want the ball and we're
I
going to
want
score.
the ball and we're gonna score?
Yes, I believe so.
That was one of the most embarrassing moments in quarterback history.
I
right
kinda
there.
get
Wait, was that the one where he throws a pick and
throws
he
a
back
pick
for a
and it goes
touchdown?
back to the house.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Yeah, that's very memorable. I mean, that's one of the most.
And that was the
memorable.
game. And
That was
the
hysterical. Hasselbeck wasn't a bad quarterback though.
He was a game
He was.
manager.
And
yeah,
if
he was
you're
all right.
going to go for a big moment, also McNabb when he had 4th and 26 and he hit Freddie Mitchell for that pass.
Oh, right. That was a huge play.
I said it last week. This is my favorite. Actually, no, I said it to you off air. My favorite week of the year is the division round.
You think the best games?
Best games. You get 4 games. 2 to 3 of them are usually very good, if not great. And it's nice. You get 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday, get a whole little weekend.
I get that, the 4 games. But you know what? Wait for this. Pats-Jags game is going to be a classic.
But it's
I'm
2
calling
games.
it now.
Even if
It
they're
is
great
not
games,
going to be a
it's 2 games.
classic.
Classic.
Not going to be a classic. You're hearing it here.
What do you think the result will be?
I think
Give
they
me a
beat
score.
them 28-10.
Wow, that's an awful game.
I mean, come on.
To watch.
28-10? They're going to just blow them out?
It's believable.
I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
it is believable,
Why?
but I
Why?
don't want to
Why?
see it.
Why wouldn't it be
I
believable?
know the Jaguars came a long way. You got to give them a little respect.
I do give them a little bit of respect,
Little
but
respect.
in days of the Patriots, this isn't the Cincinnati Bengals. This is the New England Patriots. They're not losing.
Jack Johnson.
They're not losing. Come on, have we seen this movie before? Every year we say, "Oh, maybe this team." will
But
beat
they
the Patriots.
have lost.
Hopefully it's
before.
different this year. Hopefully it's a different win.
They have lost before. Anyway,
Spoken from the Jet fan. That's all right, Donnie. Brady's only got about 8 more years. Don't worry about it.
By the way, a little stat.
quick stat.
The other 3 guys other than Brady that are quarterbacking teams this Sunday have a combined 5 playoff starts. Brady has 5 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, he's gonna beat.
Wow.
Brady.
How about that stat?
Well, I think Case Keenum's going to take it down. Shout out to Case Keenum. Wherever you are.
We love you,
He's
Case.
chilling right now.
Yeah.
He's loving life.
He said, he said, "Oh my God!" After he caught that bad, he didn't even
Yeah,
know
he
what
actually
to do.
did say that.
He said he didn't know
Couldn't
whether to
believe it.
jump, take off his helmet. It was
It was a prayer.
Fantastic.
It was basically a prayer.
What a
Anyway,
moment.
guys, thanks for tuning in. We are Bridgeside Live tomorrow night. Tune in, 9 p.m. East Love will be on. Check it out.
Church.
And catch us every Monday night at 9 p.m. as well. Yo, check out the question of the week this upcoming week. We're going to name, who is the worst NFL quarterback to win a Super Bowl? I love that question.
There's a
because
lot of
there
them.
is a,
There's
there's
a
a
lot
few.
of them.
Well,
It's actually not that many.
there's
I
not
did the
that
research
many,
last
but
night.
there's a
It's
few.
not that many. A lot
But
of
there
guys
are
have
some horrible
multiples, that's why.
quarterbacks. So
I'd say there's probably at least 5 or 6. I could think of 2 or 3.
No,
off the top of my
and that's
head.
what I was fun. Not too many.
we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We out. Bridgeside Live. We love you.
Get out of here, baby.
Bridgeside.